Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel, Most High Christ bless. You're tuned in to Lions Den Radio, cut from the streets. I'm here with Officer Daniel. And we out here right now in Tampa, Florida, at the protest. Supposedly a peaceful protest for George Floyd. Stay tuned. We're going to be getting some interviews, seeing what our people are thinking, and trying to provide the solution and see if they actually have the solutions. So with that,
we're back again with another Lions Den Radio show. Cuts from the streets. We're the gentleman right here, and I just want to ask you real quick, why are you out here in light of the George Floyd murder?
I'm here to take pictures of the protest, and that's it. That's it, really. Very few often do you get to be in a moment of history.
Very few often we get to be a part of history?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Very few times.
Right, so you mentioned history. How exactly would this make history to society today? Like, what transpires from that, from us doing this?
Ideally, what would be incited is that black communities come together. Right.
So after today, what's the next course of action? What do you think?
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself?
Protect yourself.
All right, this is Lions Den Radio Show. All right, we out here cussing from the street with my sister. What's your name?
Linda.
My sister Linda. All right, now, my sister Linda, what are you trying, or what are we trying to accomplish from this protest? Why are people out here?
I mean, hopefully people are here to change the ways the department is. Inside out, we need to change the whole department system, the whole criminal justice system, period.
Right. So it's due to the George Floyd situation, right?
That and many others that have been killed by police officers.
Okay, all right. So the protest is a means to change the whole system.
That part.
Okay.
All right, Shalom. This is Lions Den Radio. We're doing cuts on the streets, and we're with Brother Ali Muhammad. Ali Muhammad, how you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. Peace, bless.
Can you tell us a little bit about why we're out here today?
We're out here because we are tired of being tired. We're tired, point blank period. We're tired of getting killed. We're tired of getting beat. We're tired of getting depressed. We're tired of being just sick and tired, period.
Right.
That's why we're here.
Okay.
And another black man was lynched in America by the pigs.
So after this is all said and done, what's the next step? What are we going to do after this?
I mean, we're going to have to keep on protesting until they figure out a way to change either the training, assessments, and the way these police officers are. If they too scared to be police officers, they need to get off the force.
Right, okay. So you're saying we're going to keep protesting until they change what's going on?
We're going to keep protesting until they change what's going on.
All right. Now,
we have a right to we have a right, first off, to freedom of speech, and then we have a right to these police officers to protect and serve.
All right, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Welcome to the Lions Den Radio Show, and I'm here with Kobe. All right, guys, I got a few questions for you. What are we doing out here today? We're in Tampa, Florida, and we're at the rally for George Floyd.
Yes.
What's the purpose of being out here?
See, for me, I look at it as not just being about George, it's about every other African American that we just lost, just recently. You know what I mean? And we've been silent for so long. Now we all basically united and say, you know what, we're tired of being silent. We gotta march, we gotta protest, we gotta show them that it's not just Black Lives Matter, every life matters. You know what I mean? But it's in the Black community that they're treating us bad.
Out of this event, what is one of the goals that we're trying to achieve by doing this event or this protest?
To get the people organized. This is all about organization, organizing for problems that persist in our communities. We can't be silent no more. We can't be silent to the fact. We got to be resilient. We got to be motivated to want to fight for our rights, our living rights, especially the Black man.
Okay, now I like what you just said. Because you said it's not just Black Lives Matter, but every lives matter. But when you look at because you said it's not just George Floyd. We got Sandra Bland, we got Ahmaud Arbery.
Yes.
But think about this, and this is my question to you. Why is it that the commonality is it's always the Black folks getting shot down? Why do you think that is?
That's a good damn question, to be honest with you. Because I was looking at a few videos and I seen one video with a police trying to apprehend a white suspect and he had a machete.
Wow.
And he went in and got handcuffed. We get pulled over, they want to slam us down on the ground, and which, like I said, that was a good question.
What's your name, my sister?
My name is Attorney Michelle Rayner.
Attorney Michelle Rayner.
Yes.
All right. Now, you're a part of putting this organization together, right?
I'm a small part, but yes.
Small part of it. Okay, so my question is, why are we out here today?
We're out here because we have the right to make our voices heard. We have the right to express our pain, our comfort, our discontent, and it's also a show of solidarity.
Right. Okay.
Now, so with that, because this sparked another thought for me. If it's only so-called Black folks and Hispanic folks, these are people of color, that these evil things are happening to, what is the benefit of the white folks being out here with us?
Because now with the white folks getting involved with us, it's showing that they're not racist. Like, deep down inside, they saying to themselves, that is wrong. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate them coming out here. Because, I mean, they say we got cops, but deep down inside, you got some cops that got bad backgrounds.
Right.
You know, they wasn't born into the world like that. There was talk from their mamas and their ancestors. Those are, Negroes. Treat them this way. So there was taught that way, and that's how they raising their kids up. So the white people that I see out here, I see that they was raised on a different branch than natural.
So after today, what is the next step for us?
The next step is that we need to meet with our elected officials and community partners, not only have a discussion, but have action steps, because we've been talking for so long, but we need to have actionable steps, change in policy that protect Black lives, and because if you protect Black lives, you're gonna protect everybody else's life.
Right. Okay. So it's not only about Black lives; it's about everybody.
Yes. So I'm not an All Lives Matter person. I am Black Lives Matter, but we have to have the understanding that when you protect Black lives, it's automatically gonna protect everybody else.
What I'm getting from you, correct me if I'm wrong, is you're just happy for the acknowledgement of some of the white folks that they see the evil happening to you. Okay. My next question is, after this protest and all this stuff, because people gonna go on about their lives, we're not gonna be out here forever.
Yeah.
What do you think this protest is how is it gonna benefit everything going forward? How is it beneficial for us?
It's gonna be beneficial because now in the police eyes and the captain's eyes, the captain is really gonna be on top of the people that they over. All right, if I see a racist bone in you, we gotta let you go. All right. just day before yesterday in Tennessee, the captain told his crew, if y'all think it wasn't nothing wrong in this death right here, turning your badge. That was real powerful.
Let's compare the other protests, right? Because that's what we have for. Let's compare Ferguson, Baltimore, right? What's the difference from those protests to this protest?
I don't know if there's difference, but I think it's just been a catalyst of things that have been happening. So that's what I think that is. I don't think it's a difference. I think that the pain is still the same. It's just a continuation.
And has there been a change since those protests?
In some cities, yeah, because you have, in Ferguson, you have Wesley Bell, who is the state attorney there, who is a progressive black man that was active in, the BLM movement, who is now the elected state attorney. So there are things that can change. We have Aramis Ayala over in Orlando. So you have, but we have to keep pushing, right? We have to keep working.
What do you think the ultimate solution is? Because like we all can acknowledge, we've done the same thing, peaceful protests, Baltimore and Maryland, Minneapolis, all the way back during Dr. King. Remember what I'm saying? So it's not nothing new that we have been doing, but we're still dying. So what is the ultimate actual thing that we need to do, the solution for us as a people?
For us and our people, the actual solution is that we got to start sticking up for one another. We really don't stick up for one another, to be honest. We really don't. You got this hood versus that hood, this hood, and we all is the same color. But when it's time to stand up for something that's right, they're nowhere around. But they'll show up when it's time to vandalize. Yeah, you know what I mean? They'll show up for that, but this is the time that we need all to come together as one and show, before it happened in Tampa, Florida, hey, we have support and we won. We all is one, man. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
Ultimate solution. What would that be?
Oh, listen, if I had the ultimate solution, I'd be a rich woman. So, but the ultimate solution is what we're doing here, organizing, working together.
So why are we out here today, guys? Why are we out here?
Because it's important, and we should be. And the more people that are out here, the better, because the more it's going to be seen.
Right. Okay. What about yourself?
I'm out here because I was tired of being silent when people are dying. So I know I need to use my privilege to help other people.
Okay.
Because people have been oppressed for 400 years, and peaceful hasn't gotten us anywhere. We need to be louder. We need to be stronger. We need to spread the message, make people aware that being silent isn't doing anything.
And this is my question for you, my man Kobe. What do we say to those white folks that say, how can you guys be mad when we kill you, when you kill your own selves every day? What do we say to them?
I really can't say nothing to them because it's facts. It is facts. You know what I mean? So I can't say nothing to the white people that says that, but what I can say this to the black folks is that, dude, wake up, realize, because we all gotta unite. Like Martin Luther King had, Martin Luther King had all the black folks together, and that was when racism was at that point. You know what I mean? But it's up to us to make this thing right. Fuck all this side to side and, oh, you from that side, I don't like you because you wearing this color. At the end of the day, we all black. Stop the violence, man.
So we'll start from here. What do you have right here?
I have the thoughts and prayers will never be enough.
It says thoughts and prayers will never be. You can see that? Thoughts and prayers will never be enough. All right, so why do you say that?
Because I know hundreds, probably more than that, white people in my life, myself, my parents, my family, that every time something like this happens, they say, okay, thoughts and prayers to those families, thoughts and prayers to those people, and they don't do anything. They don't go out and vote. They don't show up at a protest.
Don't take any action after that.
Or if somebody else says something that, like, oh, this doesn't matter, or, you should stop doing this, they don't speak up.
So we should take action.
But they want to feel good about themselves by saying thoughts and prayers to that family, and that's not going to do it.
That makes sense. All right, what you got here?
It says silence protects the oppressor. Similar to what she was saying, just I'm tired of friends and family just letting things slide, and I just think that we have to start speaking out, even if that causes confrontation. Like, we don't like to go against what our family and friends are saying, but like, how can we keep being silent? Like, I think we have to use our voices, especially if we have white skin.
Nice. All right, it says, what happened to being pro-life?
They're pro-life and when it's convenient for them to win their argument. So it's important that we're pro-life for an embryo, but not a fully developed black man, not a fully developed black woman, not a fully developed black child that's out in the world being oppressed, being beaten down, being treated differently because they happen to be a different color. Like, but sure, you're pro-life.
And today I have with me
Alfred Johnson.
Okay, Pastor Alfred Johnson. And Mr. Alfred Johnson, you are from this community, correct?
I pastored in this community for almost 2 decades.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about this community here?
This community, it might seem like it's homogeneous, as if you're just dealing with mostly just one race, but it's actually a quite diverse community. And the opinions in the area are also quite diverse. I like it. People are intelligent, people are loving, the children are responsive, so I enjoyed working this area.
What is the ultimate solution to preventing these things from happening? From here on out, what's the ultimate solution?
Jail people that need to be jailed. Make sure that they're actually seeking justice and not just creating a hashtag and making it a movement that we have to repeat again in 4 years.
Gotcha.
Take those people that did something wrong and show them that they did something wrong.
Okay.
Use the law.
Yeah, I would just say showing up and speaking out and I don't have many solutions, but I'm just trying to listen to people and speak when I can.
Yes, ma'am.
Educating yourself. A lot of people come from a place of ignorance. They don't see their own people dying, so they believe racism isn't happening. So educating as many people as possible so that we don't repeat these things, and holding people who take it to these extremes, killing people, oppressing people, they're held accountable for their crimes.
Why are the people out here today that you see? Why are they actually out here?
Well, everyone takes actions because they believe that what they're doing is good. They believe that what they're doing is good. Everyone that's out here believes that what they're doing is good. Whether or not all the facts are agreed on or not or whatsoever, the motivation for the people being here is good. They believe that, justice is not being properly issued as it concerns injustices against the black race in particular. And so they're out to respond to that. They're out to vocalize their discontent with the fact that it doesn't seem as if voices are being heard.
Your name is?
Brother Robert.
Brother Robert. All right, so Brother Robert, tell us a little bit of why we are out here today.
Well, from my understanding, why we are supposed to be out here is getting resolution and actually some action taken towards the brutality and the racism that withstands in each and every community across the land. That's why we're here. This is why it's happening everywhere in the United States and not just here. It's because people are getting tired and frustrated, whatever you want to label it. But now it just came to the point where you came across a new generation. A new generation that is not going to believe in or buy into your turn to the other cheek. You hit them, they're going to hit back. So now, you're going to have a choice to make. Either you're going to have war in your own backyard, or you're going to have peace. They have to come up with this better solution than thinking that somebody is above the law because they have on the back.
So, Mr. Johnson, I can tell you're a very eloquent speaker, and my next question for you is, what do you think the solution is for us out here? Those that's marching, the large mass of people, what do you think we really should do to invoke change versus actually marching?
That answer is actually simple, but when you break it breaks down to a lot of pieces. Number one, we're going to have to get to the point to where facts can actually be discussed. I mean, it's going to be hard to bring any solution when we're not able to deal with the actual real issues. It's hard to manage stuff that we're not willing to deal with in terms of real issues. You have about 300 of our race that are killed every year by the police, about 300, and that's nationwide. which means that a smaller portion of that are actually unjust killings, such as the one that just occurred. But once media gets hold of it and exacerbates things, it blows it a good bit out of proportion, to where the conversation for peace just becomes a whole lot more difficult. We know that this ought to be dealt with in terms of the police departments. They need to come down on this kind of stuff hard.
That's an interesting point that you pull up, because throughout the country you have like Ferguson, Baltimore, just all throughout the country we have all these different type of protests. And just tell me a little bit about what has come out of those things.
Honestly, pacified. Just enough. Black people, when are we gonna start just taking just enough? When are we gonna get what's owed? When we gonna get our 40 meals in an acre? When we gonna get our 40 meals in an acre?
Noel.
Noel, where are you from, Noel?
I live here in Tampa. I'm originally from San Diego.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, how long have you guys been out here today?
I've been here 10 years.
Been here 10 years?
Yeah.
All right, so what's the purpose of you being out here today? What's the means for the reason? What we
Well, it's to honor the memory of George Floyd, and to give my support to Black Lives Matter, and to do. Sometimes it feels like you can't do anything, and the least that you can do is show up. And I'm showing up, and I feel like we need to add our voices, like white people need to add their voices to the discontent of this problem.
When are we gonna just stop taking enough to shut us up or to make it by? This is what's happening. That's what came out of every death of anybody. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, just enough so that the black man don't show his strength. So that they don't recognize the king and godship that they have within them. Our identities have been stripped. But what's happened is identities are starting to be replenished. And we're knowing who we are.
So what is the ultimate solution? What's your ultimate solution for this situation?
I mean, I don't think there's one solution. I think it's a lot of hard work on the part of, the white community needs to get together and have some serious conversations about how to acknowledge their own implicit biases and racism, because people are just like, I'm not racist. And it's not good enough to be not racist. You gotta be anti-racist. You gotta learn that shit and actively go against racism, right? Otherwise you're just sitting there letting it happen, benefiting from like white racism, or what we like to call white privilege, which is really white racism,
okay.
right?
Gotcha. Right.
So like you gotta be anti that. And so I think, in the white community, they gotta do that. We gotta do things like support education so that black people, and to, like hiring procedures, hiring, like education, hiring, raising black people up, both in black communities and in white communities, into like higher ranks, so that they're in power positions, both in political system, in business, in education, everywhere, right? So that there's this more representation, more people of color, like making the rules, talking to, at the table, right? That's what I mean.
Well, that's part of another question.
At the table.
That's part of another question. Okay, so do you think that religion has anything to do with this? At all?
I mean, I personally am an atheist, so I do think that there's a lot of like Christian white nationalism, and Christianity has gone hand in hand with a lot of it's been the justification for the Klan, it's been the justification for white nationalism.
Right.
And so, but I think a lot of times people use religion for their own benefit.
My brother Cut, what are we out here today for?
Protesting.
Protesting, right? And why? Why are we protesting?
About the injustice that these crackers doing to us.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. The injustice that so-called white folks
running up on us at the corner stores. That's what just harassment, everyday harassment because of my dreads and what I wear.
Right. So now, ultimately, with this protest, what do you think the fruits of the labor, or what's going to come from this protest here in Tampa, Florida?
No, but we're going to have to keep doing it if don't nothing come from it. It's the only way they see it. We're going to have to tear this shit up.
Right. Okay, so now, I'm glad you said that. Because a lot of, like you've seen in Baltimore, Maryland, and in Minneapolis right now, they're riots and they're tearing a lot of stuff up. Now, my question to you is, what is the profit of us tearing things up in the same neighborhoods we live in?
It ain't ours.
It ain't ours?
It ain't ours.
But do we live in these neighborhoods?
We live in them, but we ain't tearing up our house.
Gotcha.
Tearing up they shit.
What's the ultimate solution? What's the ultimate solution, in your opinion, to actually stop this? Because guess what? Remember, we had it in Baltimore, now in Minneapolis, now we're here in Tampa, Florida. What's the ultimate solution?
We want the same. We want the same thing everybody else get, man. We want peace, we want equality, we want all that.
Gotcha.
Power, while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. I.U.I.C. has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. I.U.I.C, we deliver the truth.